guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about safety. And you're looking at a pile of safety stuff, and most of it you'll probably never use, but some of this is good stuff to carry around in your bag or in your case or in your tote, whatever. And especially if you're at a carving club or carving classes, because I don't know how many times I've been in carving classes, somebody slipped, got a little cut, and didn't have a band-aid or didn't have any kind of tape or anything to stop the bleeding. I've had a little experience with stopping some cuts, and we can talk about that later, but you know, these are some of the things that just you can carry around in your tote to keep things safe, and that way we're kind of protected, because we tell you what we think that you should do. Now, a lot of times in the carving videos you're watching, I'm not wearing a glove. I'm not wearing any safety stuff, and that's mostly because, you know, it makes it easier for you to view the piece in my hand and the knife and the motions, and that's why you won't see me wearing a glove. But normally in carving class or carving club, I usually have my gloves on, and sometimes they even require it. So let's go over some of these things, and we'll get you started with your safety on wood carving. All right, so definitely keep some of these in your bag, because most of the time the cuts you get are enough that just a band-aid will stop it. So, you know, band-aids, good thing to keep in. Some different size ones, you never know what size the cuts may be. This is another good thing you can keep in your case. Not only can you use it for stopping cuts, but if you're cutting things out on the bandsaw and you need to tape those pieces back together so you can cut on the other plane, this tape works good. It's just medical tape that you can get at your dollar store, local dollar store. These are two different kinds. This is more like a sports athletic tape, works fine. You can wrap a tissue around it, or sometimes you can just tape it up with this if it's just a little cut. It also comes in digital camo, if all different colors and sizes and all that stuff. And super glue is a good thing to stop a cut. If you can't stop the bleeding, now I'm not saying that you have to use this stuff. I'm sure people make some comments about it, but I have used super glue to stop a cut before. It kind of works good. A lot of times you can just touch it on there and squeeze it closed, and it seals it up. Actually, in the hospital they use a certain type of this. I'm not going to say it's this type of super glue, but that's kind of what they use to stop a cut, a little thin cut. Also, you can get some of this stuff. It's like a liquid band-aid. It's called New Skin, or it might be called something else in your area, but in our area it's called New Skin. It's pretty much like the super glue. You just paint it on there, hold the cut closed, and that'll stop the bleeding. Of course, you want to have your safety gloves, and there's so many different kinds of safety gloves out there. Now, like a lot of gloves, they won't stop a jab. So if you're going to stick it in, like you can see right here, I was going to town with a gouge, and slipped off and went right into my hand, right through the glove. So most gloves, unless they're some kind of hard Kevlar or whatever, which are so uncomfortable you couldn't carve with anyway, are not going to stop you from penetrating your skin with a stab. So these are good though. These little gloves I got, I think, on Amazon. I'll put a link up if I can find it. I think a whole pair was like 12 bucks. And the nice thing about these is they're reversible, so I can either put it my right hand or left hand. So, either way, and you get two of them. So, that should last you for a while. And these will stop a cut. These are for wood carving, and they will stop a cut. If you're going across with the knife this way or this way, it will stop it. At least slow it down so it don't penetrate right into your skin very hard. A thumb guard. Now, the one thing I didn't have here is what I usually have, but I'm all out of it, is it's another type of medical tape, and it's almost sticks to itself. It's a fiber tape with a resin on it that kind of it sticks to itself. You can wrap that up and use that as a thumb guard, or you can get these little leather thumb guards on Amazon. You know, either way, these work good for when you're doing your cuts, pulling towards your thumb, or sometimes these just help. Just having something on this thumb when you're doing your push cut with your thumb and doing a lot of cuts, it starts to hurt right there. So these thumb guards are cheap. I think you get a pair of them for like $5 or $6. The last two things that we're going to talk about in safety is rubber tubing for your knives and gouges. You know, I've seen people, I have actually done it myself, is drop my knife, and if it goes straight down onto your foot, it could go into your shoe, into your foot, into your leg, whatever. But sometimes, you know, it's always good to have some tubing for your knife, because these will actually cover the tips of your gouges and everything. So if you don't carry your tools around in a tool roll, and even if you do, you can still use these in it. And these are good because if I drop it, it doesn't damage the tip of my blade or my gouge or my V tool or whatever I'm using. So this tubing works really good. You just cut it to lengths, and I like this stuff right here. It's kind of a flat tubing, and it works really good because it forms itself around the bases of most of the handles, and it works really good that way. Always make sure, and I just put this on here for an example, always make sure that you cut your tubing a little bit longer than your blade. Especially make sure that when it comes down onto the wood that it doesn't still poke through the end right there. So you can get, you know, I think I paid $3 for this piece of tube, and I can cut a bunch of different ones out of it. So normally what I'll do is I'll stick this in here and get it all the way up on the handle like so, and then I'll just snip it off back here and leave me a certain amount. I push it way up on there, so I make sure that I don't go all the way through. And it's really easy to cut. There you go, I got a protection. Not only is it for safety purposes, but it's safety for my blades. So my tips and my blades, so they don't get all banged up on each other. And like I said, make sure you cut it long. This was just a short piece on a little blade. I just wanted to make that little example. But always make sure that you know, can cut them on all your knives. Have them on all your knives, and then that way, you know, all your blades will be protected, and you'll be protected if you're carrying them and drop them. All right, and the last most important thing is the strop. Now, how is the strop a safety measure? Well, what my wood carving teacher taught me was that a sharp knife is a safe knife. So the sharper your knife is, the better you're going to cut through that wood, and the less chance you're going to have of chipping the wood off and cutting yourself. A lot of times how you get cut is that you're forcing the knife through the wood, and when it reaches the end of the piece of wood, it chips off, and that's when it gets you. So a good strop, keep a sharp knife, and a sharp knife is a safe knife. Just always remember that. Alright guys, well, that's what we have for today. Thanks for stopping by the site. Make sure you like and subscribe and share these videos. If you're just learning how to wood carve, stay tuned to the channel. We're going to have some easy, simple projects coming up for you to wood carve. And hopefully if you haven't got started into wood carving, you'll get started and you'll enjoy it like I do. And I never thought I would be able to carve some of the stuff I was, or that I do. But having a good group of people around me that knows good wood carving has been a plus. So guys, if you're not a part of a wood carving club or take wood carving classes, I suggest you get with a wood carving club, and you'll learn so much stuff. There's so many good wood carvers out there that will help you if you're just starting out. So I've learned some different techniques from different people, and every wood carver's not the same. That's what's the fun thing about it, is you can be unique and you can have your own style, and everybody will support that. If you can take wood carving classes, try to find out if there's wood carving classes in your area. Take some wood carving classes. Join up with a club. Definitely join up with a club. That way, you'll have a good good support group of people that will help you on your wood carving journey. So, well, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the safety video. Like I said, you don't have to carry all that stuff. I just kind of rounded up some stuff that I thought might be helpful for you. And make sure that you always have your carving glove on when you're carving, especially if you're a new carver. All right, guys, that's it for today. So like, share, and subscribe this channel. Click the notification bell. That will help notify you when we put up a new project. So thanks for joining us today.